Hi guys, welcome once again to my YouTube channel. I am Chioma Nwosu, and some of you know that already. Today in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to pad your princess bustier properly without using a bra cup. You know, you can actually achieve that using interfacing, and I'm going to show you how I get mine done. Okay, so I actually did this already for this dress, and this is actually, you know, what I'm going to be showing you how I achieved this particular, you know, bust padding. And trust me, it is easy, but you have to do a lot of ironing. So the secret, you know, to my padding is that I use what I call the ironing ball. I don't know what that is called because it's actually handmade, and I actually made that myself. So this is what I use to achieve my ironing for the princess bustier, and it helps me to iron it properly. You know, the bust is a cup. It's like in a cup shape. It's round. It's not flat, so you can't iron on a flat surface. You need something to put under to get your ironing. To get your clean finish, a clean ironing, for the seams to open up and for you to iron properly. So you need something that is round like this, or something that's curved. So this is what I use for mine. So I'm going to show you guys how I achieved that, you know, shortly. But before then, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and share this video with your friends and whoever loves to sew. Okay, and meanwhile, I want to say thank you to you guys for your support. So guys, we just hit 40,000 subscribers. Yay! I'm so excited. So I hope to bring you guys, you know, more tutorials in this year 2020. So if you're ready, let's go right into this padding. So here is the princess bustier that I've cut out. So here's the princess bustier that I have cut out, and this is how it's looking. See, I still have all the markings on the fabric. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside and go out here to show you guys the different kinds of interfacing that I have, because you know you need interfacing. So here we have the wording, we have the ST, and they are of different weights. You have the lightweight, the medium weight, and the heavyweight interfacing. But to be honest with you, a lot of people are no longer using the heavyweights because it makes the bust too hard and it looks really artificial. So I'm not going to be using. I don't really enjoy using the heavyweight interfacing. What I have in my hands right now is the lightweight wording, and this one is good. You don't have to really double layers when you're using this one. Depends on how the weight of the fabric as well. If your fabric is really thick, then you might need just one layer. But if it's a light fabric and you want to really pad it, you might have to double it. But this is very effective, and I recommend this. Okay, so this one I have here is what they call the paper stay. It is a cheaper option, and it really works. You know, you can just use that paper stay, not the hard one, also the soft one, to pad your bust. So, and you do that by using multiple layers. And the last one is the stay. The ST are of two different types. The ST made of clothes. They have two different types. We have the cotton and we have the nylon. Because whenever you go to buy, they will always ask you which one do you want. The cotton is better, especially when you're making 100% cotton outfits. I prefer that you use the cotton. It's easier to work with than the nylon. But use which one works for you. The nylon is cheaper. It's a cheaper option to use. Okay, so I'm just going to go right into showing you guys how to cut, and how to go ahead to iron and, you know, achieve a perfect finish for your bustier. So the first thing you need to know is that I actually do cover all the fabric with the interfacing, which is the ST that I have. So I just cut out the same thing that I have on the fabric, the main fabric, and I cut exactly the same as the ST on the ST. So I'm just going to go ahead to do that, and I'll show you guys the next step. Okay, so here I've finished cutting out the ST. Okay, so right now I'm just going to set it aside because we've cut it out, the interfacing that we need. So next we're going to cut out the padding that we need for the bust. So I'm going to show you how to achieve this, and you know, to achieve the padding that we need for the bust area itself, all you need to do is to measure from your bust point to your under bust, actually 3 inches. Okay, so from the bust point to your under bust, actually 3 inches normally or usually, and then from your bust point upward, 3 inches will also be good for this, because if you measure 3 inches upward, you see where it's stopping. It's good enough. It's not going to get to the neckline, and it's not going to start bulging out from the armhole. So we're going to cut out 6 inches. That's the total length of the interfacing you're going to cut out. And then when you measure your bust separation, depending on what you use, I use 4, and that's, I have actually divided by 2 before you get 4 on one side, because this is on the fold. So you need 8 inches to cover your bust properly. So the width is going to be 8 inches, and then the length is going to be 6 inches. So that is what I'm going to cut out on the interfacing. So I'm going to cut out a lot of layers. You can use 2 to 4 layers. It depends on how much weight you want it to have, and it depends on what you just want. For me, I use about 4 layers. I just cut out 8, and I cut out 6 inches for the length and 8 for the width. So I'm going to go ahead to fold into 2 and just round it, you know, because we need it to be round. So I'm just going to round it up, just using my chalk to mark. Okay, so after rounding it up, you're going to have a shape that looks like this, and I'm going to show you guys how to go about padding your bust. So the next thing to do is to place it like so. So when you place it like so, you're going to use your pressing iron to iron each layer. Then I'm going to be cutting out fabric strips from my interfacing. I'm going to be using these strips to iron the seam, open, because this is going to help me to achieve like a very, very neat finishing, and it's going to keep my seam in place. And you need, to keep your seam in place when you're working on the bust. So I'm going to cut out strips like that, and I will keep that aside as well. So after doing this, I'm going to go to my ironing table and show you guys how to iron this. So after ironing that first layer, that's the full cover, you're going to now place the interfacing that you've cut out for the bust on like this, and then you're just going to iron that in place as well. So you're going to place multiple layers to achieve the desired weight that you want. So I'm going to be placing 3 more or 4 more. So after doing that, just flip it around and then cut off the excess. So this is what it's going to look like when you've done this. You see? Can you see how it's looking? Okay, so this is the ball I was talking about initially. I'm going to use this ball, to iron this particular part. You can make yours bigger, you can make it smaller. It makes the ironing easier. Your seams would open up properly. So this one, I made it by myself. And if you guys want, I would definitely be more than happy to show you guys how to achieve that. Okay, so I just went to my sewing machine and I ironed. And I stitched it. Okay, so after stitching or sewing, this is what you're going to have. This is what it's looking like now. Okay, so the next thing, you need your seam to be properly open, and I'm just going to go ahead to give it small cuts. Make sure when you're cutting, you're very, 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 very careful. You need to cut to, but not through your seams, or you're going to have to, stitch that again. So you have to be careful. So I'm just going to give small cuts on both sides like I'm doing now. So next thing, I'm going to place my ball under. And I'm going to open up the seam like so. So my iron is hot. Make sure you regulate your iron, and this is a steam iron. You need a steam. Make sure the temperature is okay and it's not going to burn your clothes. So you gently iron just the way I'm doing right now. Gently iron your seams open. You can see why the ball is so important. I couldn't have done this on a flat surface, trust me, because of the bust cup. So you just use your steam iron. This is the way I do mine. Just spray some water. You can use a spray bottle if you have one. Spray some water on it and just keep ironing. Then you turn it, flip it around and keep ironing so that your seam can open up. If you don't do this, it's not going to open up properly. So you just keep ironing. This might seem like a lot of work, but trust me, you need to do this if you want your princess bustier to be perfect, and then you want your seams to look perfect. Then you need to really do this. So you can see the way it's looking. You can see the difference from the one I've ironed and from the one that I haven't ironed yet. So trust me, to just stitch it up like that and leave it is not enough. So I'm also going to keep ironing, and I'm going to place the strip that I cut out on the seam so that it stays opened and in place. So I'm going to place it like that, and I'm also going to iron it. And I want to say, from the last video that I did on, not the last video, but from the other video that I did on how to make a padded off-shoulder dress or gown, somebody asked me to show how I did the padding, and that is the reason why I decided to do this video. So that's basically why I'm doing this video right now. So feel free to leave a comment, tell me what you think, what you want. I mean, I'll be very, very happy to see what you think and see the way you do yours. This is the way I do mine. So I know a lot of people have different ways and different methods that they've been used to, but this is effective. This works perfectly for me, and I decided to teach you guys how I get it done. So I just keep ironing. So you iron like this. See the way I'm ironing this from the center. You iron out from the center. You iron out both to the left and to the right. Then I'm going to place the last layer on, and I'm just going to iron like that. I want this to retain the shape, you know, of the bust that it has, and this is the only way I can achieve this. So I just keep ironing. So this is what it's looking like. So I'll turn it around, and I'll also iron it on this side. Okay, so this is how it's looking. I have done the padding for one side. So this is how it's going to be looking after you complete for the other side. I have done for the both side now. So for the lining, you don't have to cover everything completely if you don't want to. It is your choice. But if you want to do, you can just concentrate on the bust, and then you cut out, you know, just the same way I cut out for the main fabric, the interfacing. You cut it out the same way, and then you can just attach for the bust. So you can do just one layer or two layers depending on the weight of the paper gum as well. This is how I do mine, so you can go ahead to use this method to achieve yours. I hope this video or this tutorial was helpful to you. This is the inside. I think I have to show you the inside. I've padded the lining, and this is how my lining is looking. I ironed it out. Okay, so this is the lining, and you can imagine when you add this lining to the main fabric, it's going to even make it look better. It's going to make it look better. It's going to just looking so good. Okay, so this is how I get my done. I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, don't forget to thumbs up this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and don't forget to leave a comment. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.